All right, today we will learn about the elements of art and principles of design that are used to make a successful still life. Remember, a still life is an arrangement of objects that cannot move on their own. So it's still, doesn't move. So that you can create a beach still life using emphasis, balance, proportion, form, color, and value successfully. And we're going to pull these apart and do one or two of these at a time, so that way we're not overwhelmed. And we'll start today with our emphasis, balance, and proportion. And as a reminder, the emphasis is the main idea or the first thing you see. So as you can see, these large glass bottles are our emphasis. And then we can talk about balance and proportion, because this bottle will have symmetrical balance. You cut it in half, it's the same on both sides this way, same here. And as far as proportion goes, everything is well proportioned in it because you're just comparing sizes of things. So let's go ahead and get started. Now I'm going to start drawing with a marker, but you start with pencil. Why? Because if you make a mistake, you can erase. However, you can't see pencil on my recording device. So here we go. We're going to start with like a wavy line for some sand. And I'm just going to kind of head that down there. And since it is outside, nothing has to be perfect, but we're going to make our glass jar well proportioned or balanced. And I'm going to start that glass jar with just a little bit of a curved line. Now to go straight up, make another curved line. Remember, these do not have to be perfect, but we're trying to make it balanced. So that means that I'm going to bring it down here a little bit. And then I'm going to skip a little space for the top, and I'm just going to continue that line about the same distance apart. And then I'm going to make my bottom line parallel with the top one. As best I can. So see, now it's nice and balanced. Now to make the top of the lid, I'm going to just curve outwards with a little line and another little line with a bend. And then I'm going to make a line that connects them. And this line's just a little bit longer. A little rainbow shape and a smiley face. And I'm going to connect those two with the same parallel curve. Now I'm going to make what is called the cork inside, and I'm going to make a skinny oval. And then go up and behind that. And same shape. And there's our cork. Now before we get into the boat, because we can always make our own boat or seashells or whatever you want in there, I'm going to do a little bit of the background. So I'm going to make some more wavy lines for some sand behind it. And then I want a nice horizontal line for the ocean. So I'm going to pick this nice horizontal and go all the way across. And then so you don't forget this is the ocean, you can draw some wavy lines in there. So that's behind it. And then if you remember that stippling that we talked about, the stippling with the dots, you can make some dots so you remember which is your sand. So you can do that with your permanent marker or go ahead with your pencil. And as you can hear, mine is not making a ton of sounds. I'm just making a few just so I can remember which is my sand versus my ocean. But gently, some dots for stippling. And that's going to add that nice texture in there too. So you can tell the difference between the sand versus the ocean. I'm going to add some cloud back here just to finish off my background, so that way now I can focus on the rest of my emphasis. I didn't realize I was getting, sorry, off the page there. Okay, last steps, we're going to make some lines around our glass bottle just to give it some depth, make it look 3D. I'm kind of just tracing my way around it. And now for your boat. Now you can make your own boat, or you can follow along with my step-by-step. So I'm going to add some light colored water in there. So I'm going to make a line that way. And just like a wavy, not perfectly straight line this way. And curve it around. Because you need to have the thickness of the bottle around it. It's not going to be perfectly to the edges. And then to make my boat, I'm going to do line. I'm going to go all the way through the water, curve up. Let's make the bottom horizontal or diagonal line there. Another curved line, kind of crooked, does not have to be perfect. And now I'm going to finish my boat on the top. Line up. And then I'm just going to kind of drop over and connect them. Now to make sails, I'm going to start with the masts. It's the straight lines up, like the poles that hold them. And all I'm doing is 2 vertical lines. I'm going to make like a little circle on the top. I'm going to do 3 of these. 1, 2 vertical lines, circle on the top. Off the front, I'm going to make a diagonal line, and then off of these, on the right-hand side, I'm going to make the letter J. 1 J, 2 J's, 3 J's. And watch this. We're going to go over on the top, over on the bottom. Make another little curve. Over on the bottom, make another little curve. Last one. Same thing. J, J, or curved line, and a J. Line, line, line. Curve, curve, curve. And our last one, J, or curves. Line, line, line. Curve, curve, curve. Add a few more details. I'm going to add some ropes with just some lines. Maybe it looked like these have some ropes. And I'm going to add some windows with some circles. And I'm going to design my boat. One last line. Okay, I want to put an anchor down here. So I'm going to draw another J. Curve it out on the other side. On the top, I'm going to make a line and a circle. And then if you want to, make 2 circles on the edges of your J's, and there's your little things. Okay, last but not least, if you want to add some details in your In your sales, you can get cool with your designs here. I'm just going to add some lines just to finish her off. And that would be your beach still life boat with the drawing. Last but not least, I'm going to sign my name. Make sure your name is on it. And now we can get to coloring with that value.